Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in today's video, we are going to understand how to delete items in Monday.com when Google Task completed. So here let's assume that I have created some task in Google Task and I have created the same task as an item in Monday.com as well. So here my objective is that whenever a task will be completed in Google Task, then automatically an item should be created in Monday.com as well. So here to do this, I need to build a connection between these two applications, for which I am going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect follows the concept of trigger and action. Now to do this, here my trigger application will be Google Task and my action application will be Monday.com. So if you want to learn more about this, follow me through the screen. In this video, we are going to understand how to delete an item in Monday.com when Google Task completed. So here let's assume that I have created some task in Google Task and I've created the same task as an item in Monday.com as well. So here my objective is that whenever a task will be completed in Google Task, then the same item for that task should be deleted in Monday.com. So now to automate this entire process, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, and this here is the homepage of Pabbly Connect. So as an existing user, I'm going to sign in, but if you're a new user, you can click on the sign up for free button and every month you will get 100 tasks for free. So as an existing user, I'm going to sign in. Now this here is the All Applications page by Pabbly Connect. So here I will go to Access Now to reach my dashboard. So this here is my dashboard, and now in order to create a new workflow, I will go to my right hand side corner and click on this Create Workflow button. So now in this dialog box appearing, I need to give my workflow a name. So here I've named it as Delete an Item in Monday.com when Google Task completed. And on my left hand side, you can see that these are the folders which I've created before. So I want to save this workflow in the folder named as Google Task to Monday.com, because this is the automation between Google Task and Monday.com. And now here I'm going to click on Create. So as I did that, now I have arrived on a very important window which consists of trigger and action. Basically, trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire automation will depend. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. Action is an automated response of our trigger application, and in a workflow we can only have one trigger application but multiple action applications. So now moving to my use case, that is to delete an item in Monday.com when the task is completed in Google Task. So now to begin with the automation, I will go to my trigger window, and here I'm going to search for Google Task as my trigger application, and here it is. And the trigger event will be new task completed. So this trigger will start working whenever a new task will be completed. Now moving to my action window, as I want to delete an item in Monday.com, so here Monday.com will be my action application and the action event will be to delete an item. So here it is. So as you can see that I have selected my action application and the action event along with my trigger application and the trigger event. My objective is to delete an item in Monday.com when Google Task completed. So now in order to do that, firstly I need to establish a connection between my Google Tasks account and Pabbly Connect. So here I'm going to click on Connect. And now in order to add a new connection, I just have to sign in with my Google account. Here I'm going to click on Allow, as this is a secure access. And you can see that the authorization was successful. So here you can see that Google Task and Pabbly Connect is successfully connected. So now moving to task list. So here this is my task board, and here is only one list by the name of my tasks. So over here from Pabbly Connect, I'm going to select my tasks as my task list. So as you can see that I have selected a task list as well. So our trigger application is a polling based one. So this trigger will check for new data in every 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new task over here. So let's say the task is to create a social media calendar for the client. So this here is the task name and here is the description for the task. I'm going to give a due date. So let's say I'm going to mark this task as completed. So I've marked it. Now I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect, and here as I will click on the Save and Send Test Request button, it will get me the most latest response of the completed task. So I'm going to click on it. And here you can see that I have received a response, and in the response here you can see the title, and here you can see the status that is completed, and here is the description as well. So that means in Pabbly Connect, the details of the task which was just marked completed is successfully captured. So our trigger application will check for new data in every 10 minutes. So the first step of this automation is set up. That means now whenever a new task will be marked as completed in Google Task, then automatically the details of that task will get captured over here in Pabbly Connect. So as I've got the completed Google Task detail over here in Pabbly Connect, now I want to delete this same task that I've created as an item in monday.com. So now in order to do that, firstly, I need to search for this item that I've created in monday.com. So to do that, here in this new action window, again, I'm going to use monday.com. And here the action event will be to search items by column value. So this will search for the items in a specified board by the column value. So now in order to build a connection, I'm going to click on connect. And here to add a new connection, I need to mention the API token. So read this instruction given below over here carefully because this instruction will help you to get the tokens. So now here to mention this API token, I'm going to take you to my monday.com account. Over here, I will go to my profile, and in my profile, I will go to administration, and in administration, I will go to API. So this here is my personal API token. I'm going to copy the same. If you want to regenerate a new one, you can click on this regenerate one. But as of now, I'm going with the existing one. I will go back to Pabbly Connect. Here, I'm going to paste the same and click on save. So as I did that, here you can see that a connection has been established. So as you can see that monday.com and Pabbly Connect is successfully connected. So as my objective is that whenever a task is going to be marked as complete in Google Task, then automatically the item created for that same task in monday.com should be deleted. So in order to do that, firstly, I'm going to search this item that is by the name of create a social media calendar for the client. So in order to do that here, I'm firstly going to select my board and the column. So here my board name is task board. So here I've selected the board, and now moving to the column. So the column by name, I'm going to search it. So now in column value, I'm going to mention the name of the task, that is to create a social media calendar for the client. So in order to mention it, I'm going to use a method that is called as mapping. Basically, mapping means to insert the data from previous step. So as I've received a response from Google Task, so I'm going to map it. So here I've mapped it in column value. So here I'm going to enter the limit as 1. So now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see that I have received a response, and this here is a positive response because over here I have got the details in Pabbly Connect of the item which I've created in monday.com. So as I've got the details, now moving ahead in this automation, I wish to delete this item because the task is marked as completed in Google Task. So here to do that, again, I'm going to click on connect, and as I've already built a connection, so I'm going to use the existing one and going to click on save. So here I've already selected my board as task board. Now moving to the group and the item ID. So here the group name is team task. So in Pabbly Connect, I'm going to click on this map button and I'm going to remove this because I've received the same from the response from monday.com in the previous step. So here I'm going to map it from the response which I have received. So over here, this is the group ID and I have mapped it. And now moving to the item ID. So again, I'm going to turn on this map button. I'm going to remove this ID over here and I'm going to map it from the response I have received from monday.com. So you might be wondering that why I have mapped the details in the group and the item ID field, because I want that whenever I'm going to receive a new response, so that response could be taken into consideration in these fields. If I would have written this information manually or selected from the drop down, then that information could have become static, which means that it wouldn't change even if I would have received a new response. So to avoid that problem, we map the information. So as whenever a new task will be completed in Google Task, then automatically the details of that task will be taken into consideration in these fields. If the values I would have mentioned manually or if I would have selected from the drop down, then they could have become static and this workflow would have not run ahead. So now to make this workflow run smoothly, we map the information. So now before clicking on save and send test request, I'm showing you that in monday.com an item is still existing by the task which was just completed. So as I'm going to click on the save and send test request button, that item will be deleted in monday.com. So here I'm going to click on it. And you can see that here I have received a response and this here is a positive response. So here is the data delete item ID. That means an item has been successfully deleted from monday.com. So I'm taking you to my monday.com board. So over here you can see that an item which was appearing over here is deleted successfully. That means when this automation is going to run in real time, whenever a task will be completed in Google Task, then the item created for that task in monday.com will also be deleted. So this automation is a successful one. That means now whenever a new task will be completed in Google Task, then automatically an item which was created for that task will also be deleted. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.